So just a few deep breaths first. So placing hands right around the rib cage, letting your shoulders roll back and down. Make sure you're not shrugging the shoulders up. Okay, take a nice big deep breath in. Try to breathe into the sides of your ribs here. So we're trying to get wider through the midsection, and then exhale, blow it out and tighten your girdle space. Inhale. Out to the sides, good. Exhale, blow it out, and kind of lift up all the way from underneath your seat there and pull up, and then kind of get that little girdle space getting a little tighter. Inhale. Last one here. Exhale, blow it out. Then just release. Rock your shoulders around a little bit. Let's go ahead and we're going to I'm going to switch my mat just a little bit. Go ahead and face the short end of your mat. I'm just going to readjust here so we have a better view. All right, so feet kind of out to the corners of the mat. Let's just start with hands just right beside your shoulders. Soften up the knees. Make sure that you don't feel like you're kind of rolling back. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. We'll start to take a rotation. Just getting a little more warmed up here. And then come back to center. See if you can keep your feet steady. So meaning that your hips are not going to move. If your hips were moving, it would look like one leg was growing longer than the other as you rotated. So here, I just want you to find that nice rotation through the spine, keeping your sit bones attached, just a little extra spin there through the center of your body. Take two more. Inhale. Exhale, rotate, and then one. Back to center. So we'll just place one hand right beside your head. It can be right by your ear, not necessarily all the way behind it, just maybe right I like to cup it right around the ear here. And take the other arm out to the side, and we'll just do a little lean over to that side. And then come back up to center, and we'll lean to the other side. So soften your elbow. You might even land on your elbow. Now as you come back up, hand can stay here, or you can reach that hand up and over. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reach. Let's take two more. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Good. And last one. Come back to center. So hands reaching forward. Inhale. Scoop the belly in. A little bit of a spine stretch here. Reach forward. Come back up. Inhale. So I want you to still feel like there's a band that's holding you in place here, that you're just reaching over that band. There's something that's anchoring you into place and you're just reaching. Good. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, scoop. One more. Exhale. Now keeping your feet just like they are, knees softly bent. Inhale. This time, exhale, start to roll back a little bit. Your feet are going to come with you. That's okay. Right? So if they roll back, if they kind of scoot back, it's okay. Come back up. Get nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, come back. Inhale, come up. Shoulders are back. Softness through your elbows. Scoop the belly. You might not go quite as low as I am yet. That's okay. Good. Keep the knees but softly bent. Your feet are flexed. Scoop the belly, pull back. Let's try two more. You might even start to find a little bit of shaking happening. Blow it out. Find those girdle muscles. Shoulders down. Soften up your elbows and shake your shoulders around so they're not scrunching up. And then come back up. Let's roll all the way back. You might need to scoot your buttons forward a little bit. Roll all the way back. Your knees may be bent a little more here. And then all the way down onto your mat. Go ahead and draw knees in toward chest. Give them a little hug. So as you're giving your knees a little hug, just hold on to the tops of the legs. Start to bring your elbows out to the sides. Scoop the belly. Inhale. Start to rise up, not just your head. I don't want just your head lifting. You've got to lift your shoulders first. All right, your head just happens to be attached. So you're going to scoop your belly and start to rise up. Inhale. Let your knees softly fall away, and then exhale. See if you can scoop a little deeper into a tighter ball, but not because you're shrugging your shoulders or straining your neck. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Inhale. I want you to keep your chin softly tucked, and if you do need support behind your head, go ahead and take 1 or 2 hands behind your head instead of on your shins. Okay, last one coming up. Give me 1 more here. Inhale. Exhale, hold it here. If you need to take your head down, take the head down. We're going to take the legs and reach them out, arms reaching out, double leg stretch. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, scoop the belly in, reach it long. Exhale. If for any reason you're finding strain or discomfort in your neck, rest your head on the mat, but still pull your rib cage down and your hip points up. So finding deep contraction here. If you like to take your legs lower, you could do that as well. We're going to do 3 more. Double leg stretch, knees together. Inhale. Exhale, bring it in. 2. So those glutes need to contract the lower your legs go. 1 more. And rest. All right, resting your head down. Go ahead and take the feet down to the mat. Okay, rock your knees side to side. So taking just a moment here just to kind of recenter yourself. The hands going beside your head again, so maybe not quite all the way behind the head, just kind of fanning your fingers out, placing the fingertips along the skull line, and then bring the elbows out nice and wide. Okay, so just a basic little curl here. So scoop your belly, scoop your tail, and then start to float the shoulders up. So you're gazing to the sky. Okay, lower back down. We'll do that just a few more times with your breath. Try not to bring your elbows forward. Just scoop the belly and let the abs lift you up and lower down. Elbows out nice and wide. So as wide as you can get them. Maybe you don't even see them in your peripheral. And I want you to really focus on that space between hip point to hip point and pubic bone to belly button. And then deep inside, lifting. Take 1 more. Exhale. And lower back down. You can leave your hands just resting here beside your head, or they can go down by your sides, but eventually we'll have them back up here. Okay, so we're going to be lifting on to a little bridge, just a nice little bridge. So scoop the tail, lift up, and then lower back down. So I want you to notice if you're feeling any discomfort in your low back especially. Okay, I want you to see if you can draw your tail slightly under. And then maybe just lifting and lowering like you were 1 unit, right? So from your hips up to your shoulders, everything just kind of staying in that nice little space after you've tucked just a little bit, lifting up. And then lower everything back down. If you feel like you can articulate through the spine, maybe you don't have any disc issues or big curvatures in your back or anything that bother you, you might be able to lower down a little bit slower and a little bit with more articulation. So find the space that works for you. Then we're going to take a little journey again with the upper body. So hands beside your head. Scoop the belly, lift the shoulders. Lower back down. And lift the hips. So see how we just combine that together. So much fun. Lift the shoulders. So it's going to be 1 nice little continuous movement. Try to keep your chin from chest. Lift your hips here. And lower down. Then immediately lift the shoulders up. Scoop your belly. Back down. Lift. And lower. Shoulders up. Lower down. Let's take 1 more just like that. Really push through your heels, even on the lift of your shoulders. Now I want you to just tuck your tail and slightly lift your hips. Not big, it's not a big bridge, just a little bitty one. Now we're going to see if we can just lift the shoulders and pause. So we've got our buns slightly off the mat. I could slide a hand under here. Okay, I'm just kind of balancing on the thoracic spine space and that mid-back. Inhale, now exhale, scoop both the tail and the shoulders up and a slight release. Scoop and lift higher or deeper and then release. Elbows out wide. Try not to bring your chin forward. Just think about lifting and releasing. 4 more, up, scoop, 3, 2, and 1. Now release. Rest the head down. If you want to take that little knee sway, you can take the knee sway again. So hands still behind the head. Find the support here by really letting your head stay heavy onto your fingertips. Floating your shoulders up. Go ahead and draw the knees back up. Flex through the feet. We're going to push out through the right leg. So reach. Now if you want to keep one foot on the floor, you could do that. So we're just going to take the right leg only. Inhale. Exhale, press. Again, you could take that extra option of floating your left foot as well. Push it out like you're pushing it out through like you're pushing a heavy box away. Let's go 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Inhale. Exhale, left leg reaches, pulls back in. Be mindful that you're just gazing toward the ceiling, maybe where the wall meets the ceiling. You can maybe gaze at your floating toes. Shoulders are back. Scoop the belly in deeper. Push. Blow it out. Maybe even like a shh, right? So you can take it out. Shh, like you're telling someone to be quiet. You're telling me to be quiet because you're tired of hearing me tell you what to do. 3, 2, 1, and release. What? Rest. Maybe go ahead and take a nice little knee sway or a reclining twist. If you want a little bit deeper movement, take those feet, keep them floating, and just go side to side a few times. And then we'll land on one side facing forward. So you could have your head rested all the way down. I'm going to give you a couple of different options though here. So if you want to stay on your head rested, elbow, this position, okay, so you could take here, or you can come up onto the elbow, and I'll give you some more options as we progress. Okay, so shoulder back and down, elbow slightly ahead of your shoulder so that it's not going to be up underneath you. Okay, so engage, pull it back. Feet are together. We're going to bring them forward just a little bit. Okay, so knees are slightly forward, feet are together. So just opening into a little butterfly. So we lift, knee up, and bring it back down. So you might close it all the way or just close it part way down, depending on how it feels for you. Okay, so we're opening and closing. This is something you could use a band for again. If you're like, I really want to use my resistance bands. This is something you could use a resistance band for. Get that nice resistance on the way out. A little external rotation. Inhale. So I still want you to scoop in through the belly. Exhale. Now we do have another super fun option. If you're already up on your elbow, rock that shoulder back and we can lift the hip and lower it down. What? You can lift and lower. So your knee is staying down. This is what's supporting you. It's almost like a little side plank. Okay. Lift up. Lower down. We could try 3. Good. 2. Once again, if it ever bothers your neck, look down. 2. And then that last one, stay here. So you could be hip down on the mat or floating your hip and reaching out through the leg. So you could be all the way from that very first position to now where we've landed, anywhere in between. Okay, ready? Little circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and reverse. Scoop in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Very good. Take that back foot, the top leg. Just tap it back a little bit here. And now reach out through the leg that was on the bottom. So again, you could come all the way down. So if I want to rest here on my head or my head on my hand, you could take that option. Toes are turned down on this bottom leg. Inhale, just a lift and lower. Lift and lower. So this toe here is just on the floor. Maybe the whole foot is anchored, but most likely the ball of the foot, the heel can be lifted. And we're trying again not to roll back. This leg on the bottom is pushing forward just a little bit. It doesn't have to be straight out. It's going to be forward just a little. See if you can push through your heel. Rotate the toes down. Really lift with that inner thigh. If you want to add, again, something a little extra, you could come back up, reach, and lift and reach toward it without rocking your hips back. Inhale, exhale, reach. 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. Now bend your knees again, place them on top of each other, bring the heels forward. Hang on a second, you stay there. I've got to straighten this up because it's kind of driving me crazy. So, all right, so I can make better reference. All right, so knees are 90, hips are 90, your heels are pulled out here with you just a little. You can kick them back, it's okay, it doesn't matter that much, but we do want those knees stacked, okay? So I want you to lie down here on the side of your shoulder, side of your arm. The top hand comes forward, just about even, say with your tricep, okay? Maybe the tips of your fingers with the tops of your shoulder there. Elbow goes out. It looks kind of like a little push-up because it is. So inhale here. You can straighten your top leg. Let's start with this option. And then push up and bring it back down. Good. Your fingers are fanned out. Your elbow is away from your body. Your other arm is wrapped underneath and then back down. If that for any reason doesn't work for you, take your other hand, just place it on top of the top elbow or top shoulder. Okay? Now, if you want to increase your challenge, you can stack your knees. Okay? That lever of lengthening your top leg helps you get up a little more. We have to use a little more core action whenever we stack those knees. Good. Let's try 3, 2. Good. Very nice. Last one. And then bring it back down. All right. So roll over onto your back. Take a little moment here if you need to take your head side to side, kind of shake things out. We're going to draw knees into chest. Go ahead and take your hands right behind your legs, elbows out wide. Inhale. Exhale, start to lift and rock. Create a little momentum to get your rock going first. And then we take a little journey with our rolling like a ball. I want you to try to keep your knees together, heels together. Try not to let your knees or your heels swing. You're just lowering back, lifting those hips, and then pulling back up. 3, 2, last one. Good. Come all the way up. And then we'll just flip ourselves to the other side. Look how fun. So now we'll go over here. Doing the whole situation on this side. So knees bent. We start with our little butterfly. You could be up on your elbow or down. Shoulder rocks back and down. Check out your alignment, making sure that elbow doesn't tuck underneath you if you're on the forearm. Okay, so we're just going to open and close. So notice your hips as well. Okay, so see if you can keep your top waist just as long as your bottom waist by pushing it away from you. Now lift and close. Open. So right now big toes are together. Just opening and closing. Trying not to rock back when I do so, right? Just opening and closing. That's it. If it's not comfortable to keep your arm in this position, you can have your hand in front of you. Right? So if that feels a little kind of crunched up or pinching on your shoulder, just place a hand in front of you or even on a block if you need more height. So we could add that little hip lift here. Make sure you have plenty of space for your shoulder. So you can lift and lower. It's just your hip, your knee stays on the floor. Lift and lower. It's just an option. So something that we can progress toward. Let's take 3, 2, last one. Now, wherever you want to land here, we're going to straighten the top leg, little circles. Circle for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse it. 8, 7, 6, 5. Make sure that your nose is in line with your sternum, that you're not trying to kick it up. That will strain your neck. 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Step that foot back. Straighten out your front leg. Inhale. Exhale, lift. So you could be all the way back down. If you're not already, you could be here. We're trying to rotate the toes down and push through your heel. We can add that little extra if you want to sweep up and then reach. Another option. Still trying not to rock the hip so that you're not, sinking down into it, rocking down every time. That's more action through your hip. I want more action through that inner thigh, adductor. And that side waist really having to support you. Last 3, 2, good job, 1, and release. Stack the knees, roll to your side. Tuck your arm underneath, hug around your rib cage, or just hold the top shoulder with that bottom hand, okay? Either way. So head in line, neutral. Top leg can start off straight if you want to start here. Okay? Inhale, elbow out. Try not to let it drop down, okay? Just out a bit. And then push. Bring it down. Exhale, push. So I want to also be mindful that I'm trying to keep my chest facing toward the long edge of the mat so that when I push, I'm not necessarily doing a rotation. It's okay, but right now my intention is to stay pretty level here. And then maybe stacking your knees. See how that changes your challenge. It doesn't seem like it would that much, but it really does. You might even pull your hand back a little. Okay, so your hand could be probably in line with maybe your tricep or your bottom elbow. Let's try 3, 2, still have to pull in through your core. 1, and then release. Awesome. You can just roll it back and open up the chest. Get a nice stretch here. Let's bring it on around now, onto your belly. So we've worked front body, side body, core, upper body. Let's work a little more on our back body today. So you reach the hands forward, just your fingertips. Okay, so I want you to feel like you're kind of like you've got a little ball or like an egg underneath the palm. You don't want to smash it down. So lift the palm a bit and just make a little claw with your fingertips in front of you. Now see if you can pull your shoulder blades back. Your nose is toward the floor. Okay, so chin down. Inhale, just float your right leg and reach back. Drop it back down. So we see, because our fingertips are on the floor, arms are in front of us, we have a little natural lift of our chest. Switch legs. And every time you lift your leg, I want you to engage your glute first. So think about what's working here. It's not your back. All right, your back is stabilizing. But what's happening is we're trying to still pull our belly up and in a bit, and then squeeze the glute or contract your glute to lift the leg. Now, we're going to take one more each side. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears, so pull your hands back a little if you need to. Now your gaze may be just slightly higher as you float both legs off the mat. Hold here. And then little bitty swimmers with your legs, just like you're just kind of pumping your legs behind you. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down and rest. You can rest your head on your hands, your forehead on your hands. See how that feels. Maybe bend your knees, take us away side to side. So working the lower half of the body, primarily glutes and hamstrings. Now switching to the upper half of the body for a moment. So more into your I can't even get the word right today. But those muscles that are around your spine that help you lift, those muscles. So your extensor muscles. All right, so bring your hands back, shoulders roll back. So I want your fingers nice and wide, and they come all the way back so that they're almost, if your wrist flexibility allows for it, they're almost in line with your elbows. Okay, so shoulders push back and down, your pubic bone toward the mat, while still trying to scoop your belly if you can here. Okay, so tops of the feet engaged onto the mat. Just a little lift with your chest. I want you to feel that you're holding yourself here, that your legs are strong, and then see if you can shoot your hands straight out to the sides and squeeze your shoulder blades like you're flying. Bring it back in and lower down. Okay, engage lower half of your body. Hold. Start to float up. Hold. And then really squeeze back in between your shoulder blades. Reach the arms out like you're flying. And then bring it back down. So quadriceps engage here. You're floating your knees, top of your feet pressing down. Glutes engage. Inhale. Now we lift. Hold. Pull back. Really engaging those mid traps, rhomboids, and low traps. So middle back, lower back, also working. And bring it in. Let's try 2 more. You may have noticed your heart rate shooting up a little here. We're pressing on the adrenals. We're getting a nice little extension of our spine, moving into a back bend. Hold and reach. Now with that reach, I want you to sweep your arms back, float your legs, and then bring it all back down to center where you started. So a little swimming cobra. Let's try it again. So feet stay down to start. Inhale. Float up. Exhale, reach out. Reach back. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, lower everything down. So we're trying to shoot for maybe a couple full big breaths. All right. Inhale, slowly up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, sweep and lift. And then exhale, lower down. We're going to go for 3 more like that. Okay, slow and controlled, shoulders back. Engage lower half of your body first. Inhale, float. Hold and reach. Inhale, sweep and lift. And exhale, down. 2 more. Floating on the inhale. Inhale, engage those glutes, quads. Hold, reach out. Reach back. Exhale. Got 1 more. Lift. Exhale. Reach. And lower. Awesome work. Shake it out. Rest your head maybe to one side or forehead on the hands. Your neck might want a little stretch, so maybe you want to turn to one cheek and then the other. Circle out your ankles. And we'll bring ourselves up. So right here, I want you to hold yourself here. Pull your hands back. And then go ahead and rock your shoulders back and down. Okay, fingers out wide. I want you to fan your fingers out just a little bit so you feel your elbows kind of squeezing in. Your feet are still lifted. Go ahead and kind of point through your toes a little. Inhale. Rock those shoulders back. Scoop your belly. See if you can start to lift your belly away from the floor. And then push with your hands to come up. There you go. Okay, so hold it here. Get out there, Teresa. We can do it. Fingers are out wide. Here you go. You're going to lower back down slowly. Elbows squeezing in. Get yourself all the way to the mat. That's okay. Rest there for a second. A little micro rest. Exhale. Push yourself back up. I want you to dig deep into your core. Yes, it's upper body, but it's a lot of core. So our core engaged will carry us through all of our activities. Okay, so inhale. Stronger core will help you go further, last longer, do more. Try 2 more. Lower down, inhale. Get those upper back muscles engaged. Exhale, squeeze elbows in, really engage in the upper back before you push with your pecs. And then lower down. Take one more, come up. And then press it back. Oh, nice little stretch. I want you to take 3 big deep breaths here. So as you come up, either coming up, you can stay on your knees or come into seated if that doesn't feel right for you. And let's just take a little chest opening as we draw the arms back, either the fingertips to the floor or interlacing your hands, and open up the chest. You might even be standing on your knees rather than seated. That's okay too. Whatever feels right. Then let's just release. Come on over. Let's have a seat. Nice work today. So take one leg out, one heel in. Okay, sweeping up and then reaching over to the side. Get it nice and long. I want you to take 3 full breaths here. That top arm can be reaching active or it can be hanging out, or it can even be down by your side if it doesn't feel good to lift it. Just give yourself a little time to get some length here. And then come back up. Let's reach it forward. And then back up. Take a moment, switch sides. Sitting up nice and tall. Kind of rotating towards your bent knee first. And then reach up and reach over. And then back up. After 2 more breaths. I teased you, sorry. And then now come back up. Come forward. As you come back to seated, just take both legs out for a moment. Okay. We'll maybe narrow the distance just a little bit. And then rotate to one side. Let your other hand kind of rest here on the outside of your leg or thigh. Back to seated with a little straight leg twist. And bring the feet together and let's find a little kind of rounded butterfly or Baddha Konasana forward bend here. Come back up. Take a moment and seated. Sweep the arms, big deep breath in, exhale, blow it out. Maybe even a sigh. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Last one, up. And bring the hands right down to your heart. Take a moment here, a moment of gratitude for your movements, your abilities, and your willingness to be here and show up for yourself. You are awesome. Yay!